What's going on? Hello. Right, I think we're live. I'm not too sure. It didn't do a countdown for me. Anyway, you've got to excuse me. I'm slightly windswept from being off, being on the beach. Right, so I just wanted to talk to you today about the new moon that we've got tomorrow, and it's also a solar eclipse. So this is a really important energetic gateway for us. And we're having lots and lots of these gateways, and it's very much about bringing us into alignment with our soul and our soul's purpose. So these are really important times for us, and also really great great possibilities, great opportunities for us to grow, to come much more into alignment, and also to raise our energetic rate. So what also happens with these gateways, it's when we're also getting downloads of new, they're like new operating systems that help us go into unity, and it's much higher vibrational energy that comes into our system, which is why we often also experience lots of physical issues, lots of tiredness, lots of dizziness, lots of feeling a little bit disconnected. And this is because we're bringing in a much higher vibrational energy, which affects our physical body. So there's lots of things that we can do about this. It's just about bringing our awareness. Sorry, I haven't got a lot of power on my phone, so I hope this is going to be okay. So if you do lose me, it's because we've run out of power. So I've had quite a lot of issues with my technology over the last week, and I've had a lot of issues with the reach of my posts as well. And that always happens when I'm bringing you much more informational stuff to help you ascend and help you grow spiritually. So the new moon solar eclipse. Some of the things that this energy is bringing in for us is very much for us to become aware of our soul's purpose and bring us back into our heart energy and bring us into alignment with our soul, okay, of why we're here and what we're here to do. So it can make us, it can feel really quite uncomfortable. It can bring a lot of anger, irritation, anxiety, and different things like this to the surface. Now, what a lot of people look at and the way that they see these gateways is it's something to get through, as it's kind of like, oh, don't worry if you're feeling, you know, a little bit angry or you're feeling a little bit anxious. It's just the energy that we've got going round. Ground, breathe, you'll get through it, you'll be okay. And this is kind of seeing just a little part of the picture, and there's much, much more there for us. These are actually opportunities for us to grow. This is the universe working with us. All right. And this is the thing that everybody needs to get their head around and understand, that these energies aren't happening to us. It isn't something for us to just get through and then we'll come out the other side and everything will be okay. It isn't something that we can blame how we're feeling. Oh, it's this energy, or it's because this planet is in this alignment. This is why these things are happening. No, these are opportunities for us. They are working with us so that we can be prompted to look within and work on our spiritual journey, okay, which is all about raising our vibrations. So our spiritual journey is very much about looking within and connecting in with our heart and with our soul, okay, which is why I've been offering these soul path readings, because it's very much about when we move into unity, or our path into unity is very much about uniting back in with our soul and bringing our soul's purpose to the fore and be living in this 3D world with our soul's purpose. Okay, so it's this, I know I've spoken before about being in a duality and the conditions of a duality and moving into unity. And it'd be a good idea for people to watch those videos so you can see what your path is and your ascension path is. So it's this moving from a duality and the conditions of the duality paradigm that we live in, uniting and dissolving the duality conditions within, and being able to bring in unity, okay? Unity, oneness. And when you do these things, you raise your vibrations, and this enables you to begin to experience the unity paradigm, okay? So all of these gateways, hang on one second. Marley, it's enough. Come here. All of these gateways, this is exactly what they're helping us to do. Come here, boy. They're helping us to be able to see what it is that's imbalanced within us, what it is that we need to be focusing on, reconciling, things that we need to be letting go. It's all about helping us to connect in. Once we connect in with our soul's purpose and with our soul and with our heart, we're able to identify much more the conditions of duality that are within us and how they're limiting us. Okay, so this is all about, when this energy comes in, it's all about being shown where we are out of alignment. Okay, so when we feel this anger, this anxiety, this is a signpost for us to look at these things. What are these showing us? How is it showing us that we are out of balance? Okay, and the thing is with these gateways and these energy boosts or energy shifts that come in, if we choose to ignore these things, and if we choose to not engage with them and act with them and work with them, then these cycles are going to come back in again for us. Okay, and this is what is going to keep happening and keep happening. These cycles are going to keep coming back in. The imbalances within us are going to keep being shown up in our face. Okay, and life is going to become difficult, and life is going to become full of drama and full of ups and downs, and the extremes of the duality that you've been living in are going to become more and more and more extreme. So this is why it's really important that we recognize these energy gateways, and we recognize what it is bringing up in us, what it is showing in us. So the energies that come in, it's not happening to us. It's not something that we need to get through. Okay? Oh, don't worry, this will pass. Yes, it will pass, but grab the opportunities while they're here. Grab, because they will super boost you. The universe is there, and the universal energies that are coming in, that are there to help support and guide us and nurture us and heal us. But we need to act. Okay, we need to consciously be looking at these things and go, okay, I'm feeling really angry about this, or I'm feeling anxiety about this. And it's about us going and sitting with those feelings, asking our guides, asking the universe, what do I need to see? And facing those shadow sides of ourselves. So this is why it really is time that we start looking at our lives, and we look at, because the thing is, we have in a duality, our world or how we interact with the world is very much from the mind and from an imbalanced ego. So if you go back to the video where I talk about the conditions of a duality, this is all about having control over other people. It's all about amassing knowledge but keeping it in the mind rather than pulling it into the heart. It's all about being better than somebody else. It's all about our self-worth is validated by the people that we surround ourselves with. Our self-worth is validated by the amount of money that we make, or the amount of, if we drive a flashy car, or if we go on all the great holidays. That shows that we're a good, worthy and successful person. These are the things. This is not our soul's purpose. This is not our path of our heart. Okay, and this is why we have these things come in that are knocking on our consciousness, knocking on our mind, and you've all been feeling that there's more to life. You've all been feeling that you have a higher purpose, that you are here for more than just to get up every day and go to work, or get up every day and just deal with the children, the same routine day after day. You all know, you've all been called for the last year, if not longer, that there is more to life. And this is what these energies are helping us. They're amplifying the language of our soul, the language of our heart. They're amplifying so that we can hear, so that we can start listening. And the thing is, it's easy enough to distract ourselves with other things, to surround ourselves with other people, to be constantly focusing on other things, or being overwhelmed by the problems or the issues we've got, or the lack that we've got. And these are all things that we do to distract ourselves from the calling of our heart and the calling of our soul and soul's purpose. So that's what these gateways are all about. And at the moment, it's very much you have a choice. Okay, we have choices with absolutely everything, but you have a choice now, and you can continue to think, to look outside of yourself, or you can actually stop and think, right, there is more to life, there is more to me, there is more that I have to give, you know. So really familiarize yourself with what duality is, the conditions of duality, because this is the paradigm that we've all lived in. It's the way our minds are structured. And, you know, I have detailed and outlined the conditions of the duality, so you can begin to recognize it. So you can begin to change your mindset in the fact that, okay, this is the way life has always been, and this has been the conditions of life, but it's not the way it is moving forward. Okay, and the thing is that you cannot move into unity by having anybody do these things for you. Okay, so you can go off to retreats, you can go off and have work done on you by monks, you can go and have people do Reiki on you. I mean, I've even seen things that people can do DNA activation, and people can do all these things for you. It's not going to ever put you on the path to enlightenment. It's not ever going to help you move into unity. You cannot move into unity by getting somebody else to do it for you. The only way you can move into unity is by listening to what your heart and your soul is telling you, and follow their cues, by going inwards and starting your inner journey, by looking at the conditions of duality that are inside you and dissolving them. Okay, and when you balance and recognize and dissolve the conditions of unity, when you begin to follow your cues into your core wounds, those wounds that keep you reacting in those cycles of hurt and despair, when you begin to look into those, you can release them and bring in unity energy. And we have unity energy all around us at the moment. The big gateway of tomorrow, we're having a mass flooding in of unity energy, a very pure, high vibrational energy. Okay, and that is here for you to come in and start pushing out all those dark and shadow sides, bringing them into your awareness. They're uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to be looking at those shadow sides of yourself, but it's the only way that we can bring the polarities, the opposites, together to be released, to bring in unity. It's uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable. It isn't nice to admit these things about ourselves, but it is the road to liberation. It is the road to unity. Okay, and nobody is going to do this for us. The energies are not going to do this for us. Okay, this isn't just going to happen. You have to do the active work, and this is what is very much about this time and this year, that it's all about our action, working together with the universal energies. So they're there to help us, and once we make this commitment, we can be super boosted along, and we can have lots of revelations, and we can, you know, the universe can help us healing and releasing and cleansing, but it has to be that partnership. It's not going to happen for you, to you, and you can't get other people doing these things for you. And just know that if you do decide to look the other way, these things will come back again and again and again and again. And this is the choice that you need to make, okay? Do you want to say, well, this is me and this is my life and this is the way it is? Which is fine. Do that if that is your conscious choice and you are choosing to stay in duality and not experience unity. That is your choice. But know the voice of your soul and the voice of your heart will get louder and louder and louder, and your life will become more and more difficult and more stressful and more anxious, because this is all of our soul paths. All of our soul paths is to ascend into unity. Everybody in the world itself is ascending into unity. So these are the choices that you have to make, and if you decide this isn't for you, Make that a conscious choice. Know that you can change that decision at any point, but also know that when life becomes very difficult and very uncomfortable, that this was your choice. This isn't happening to you. You are not unlucky. It's not due to the fact of what happened to you in your past. It isn't even your characteristics. Okay, so the cat, hang on 1 second. Marley, boys, here. Yeah. That this is your choice. So it can't be, well, this is just my lot in this lifetime. No, this is the choice that you are making. Or, well, that's just the type of person I am. You know, no. The personality that you are identifying with comes from the mind and the ego. The soul and the heart are very, very different. Okay, and there's much more, you know, the heart is unity energy. The heart is, you know, so when you go into your heart, this is where you fully experience that unity energy. And this is who you truly are. The personality is not. The personality is the representative of duality, whereas the heart is unity. So I'm going to try not to run on too much because I know I can talk about these things forever and ever and ever and ever. So what do you need to do for the eclipse we have tomorrow, the new moon and eclipse? So there's two things that are going on here. So first of all, I've been saying about what you need to look at is look at cycles that are ending and look